Yo, what's up YouTube? Lone Wolf Gaming here for episode 21 of Tales of Araz. Hope you enjoy. Is this the food guy again? I think it is. And it is, and I know Shion's looking forward to whatever quiche he has this time.
What's wrong?
Hey, are you okay? Wait, you're that foodie we ran into before, aren't ya?
Yes!
Oh, why hello there, Blazing Sword. I haven't seen you since we were in Cyslodia. Needless to say, I'm hungry. Again, I'll give some of those mushrooms you just picked.
Ah!
Gah, you never learn anything, do ya? Just what sort of wretched fungus are you trying to stuff down my throat? I don't know. I think they're pretty good.
How?
I wish I shared your unfounded courage, my boy. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm here in Vincent on important business. Some food that you really want to eat, and you refuse to eat anything else except for that one dish. Through careful investigation and some sneaking around, I've acquired a top-secret recipe from none other than the palace itself. Now he just seems like a thief. However, I'm short on ingredients. Could I ask you all to produce what I need once more?
Huh?
Back up a little. What was that you said about sneaking around? Before I answer that, tell me, do you enjoy meat? Hell yeah, I do. Who doesn't? Well, the recipe I pilfered is none other than for beef stew. First-rate dish that's all about its meat.
Hey!
So you did steal the recipe, is what you're saying. So what if I did? Who cares? Now what are you gonna say? Will you gather what I need or not? Alphen, I'm pretty sure this guy's breaking the law. He only uncovered a recipe from the palace. I don't think that quite makes him a criminal. It's a criminal act. Precisely, I simply took what I learned from those snake eyes I saw in Custodia and put it to use in the name of fine cuisine. Am I really hearing this? What I need is meat and potatoes, as well as mushrooms and tomatoes. You'll get those for me, won't ya? We'll see what we can do.
Got it.
Alright, we'll be back with those ingredients.
Yes!
From what I understand, there's a ranch somewhere here in El Menencia. You should see what you can find there.
Huh?
If you already know there's a ranch here, why don't you just go visit it for yourself? Because I can't try to sneak it off with a cow on my own, can I?
Hey!
Who said about anything about stealing a cow? Oh, man. I'm kidding, boy. I'm merely too hungry to be walking around right now. Don't take too long now. I'll be back with those ingredients.
Why are we humoring this old man again?
Because there's no way I'm passing up a top-secret palace recipe, okay?
Oh, there's a surprise.
At this point, Shion just is predictable. I was out looking for ingredients, and I stumbled upon a person that is in need of healing. So let's see what he has to say. Oh, you saved me, thank you. When those Zeugles started chasing me around, I was sure I was done for. And I got 10 tomatoes. Thank you.
Yes!
Well, it's about time. In that case, I need you to follow this recipe here and cook me a beef stew right away. Why are you asking me to cook again? Can't wait to see how this turns out, Alphen. Come on, isn't the stew ready yet?
Right.
Sorry, Law. Says I have to let it simmer for 5 hours.
No way.
5 hours? The beef would have tasted perfectly fine if we just grill it up real quick.
I don't believe this!
That's how you're gonna act, boy. Then you can forget about having any. How rude.
Great!
Alright, looks like it's done now.
Very Very nice.
Ooh, look at that beautiful dish. It smells just as divine too. Now to see how it tastes.
What?
Well, this is absolutely exquisite. I'm in heaven, truly. This is a golden age of cooking we live in.
I guess...
That really doesn't tell us anything about how it actually tastes. I'll say I feel like his reaction is even more dramatic than the last time.
Law.
Oh well. Why don't you try some next, Law?
Yeah!
Sure, I'll have some.
Whoa!
Holy crap, this meat is so tender. It feels like it's gonna melt right in my mouth. And the sauce is so rich and packed with the taste of the meat and veggies. It gives the whole a unbelievably deep flavor.
Is that...
These veggies too. They're so meaty and tasty, just the way they are. They make for a dish real nice, completely complimentary side dish.
Oh, this is bad.
Whoever came
Real
up with
bad.
this meal really thought every dish through. I can see why the palace would serve it. You know, Godino, you could take a page out of Law's book when it comes to actually explaining how things taste.
Ah!
Gah, you people don't understand anything. All that boy does is flap his jaws, listen, you uncultured oaf. Flavor is something you express with your whole body, no, your very soul. Were you watching that? Did you see how I moved with every fiber of my being? Open your eyes wide and burn this next sight into your brain. Ready? Absolutely.
Just great.
I get it, I was wrong. No need to get all worked up about it.
Yes!
Putting that aside, my palate and stomach are completely and utterly satisfied. I can now leave this realm with no regrets. It's time I leave in search of an even greater cuisine. Farewell, my culinary comrades.
Man, that was amazing! No wonder the old man was so gung-ho about it.
See? What did I tell you?
Shion, you've got sauce on your face.
You can't help but to make a mess with a good meal. There's one more side quest that I know about, so I will be right back. I understand your concern, sir, but we got our hands full with the other matters. Okay, so the people in that armor are royal guards. Okay, cool. We'll try to take care of it as soon as we can get to it. We appreciate your patience.
Hey!
As soon as you can, I can't afford to wait. Don't you understand? Everybody's gonna be in deep trouble if you don't get on this.
What's wrong?
What's the problem? Sounds like we're dealing with a serious situation here. You could say that. My farming equipment's all ruined. A band of Zoogles are behind it. The pesky varmints. They're using Earth Astral Energy or whatever you call it to make the metal on my equipment rust up.
Why is this happening?
And I can't fix rusted equipment. How am I supposed to harvest my crops now?
Huh?
This is just Zoogles you're dealing with. Can't the Renans just scare them off? These ones are untamed, even the Renans helpless to do anything about them.
Damn it.
If something ain't done soon, the yield of my fields is gonna be worser than awful. Menancia might be doing well these days, but that's down to the farmers like me who help maintain our food supplies.
I guess.
I can definitely understand why this is a big problem, yeah. I know what it's like to have to go without food. You do too, right, Law? Yeah, things get pretty miserable when you go hungry. I'm sure plenty of people in this realm remember what it's like all too well. I don't want to have to see them suffer through that again. Let's lend a
Guys.
hand. Why don't you let us take care of those Eagles? We can't just stand by and let people starve.
What the?
You do that? You're a little lifesaver. I just hate that the guard and armored soldiers aren't handling it like they should.
Yeah.
When people's abilities to eat is at stake, you can't just sit around waiting for people to act. Law's right. We'll fix this. You wait here and get rid of those Eagles. And I will be right back to after I take care of said Zoogles.
Do Zoogles just go after anything that looks remotely like farm equipment?
Beats me. Let's just focus on ensuring they don't make matters any worse.
By the way, why do you keep looking over yourself?
Huh? Oh, no reason. Don't worry about it.
Okay!
What's the situation with the Zoogles?
Yeah,
You can rest easy. We got rid of every last Zoogle around here that was giving you trouble.
You did it!
Wonderful. Now I can finally repair all my damaged equipment. I've got to hurry and get everything running again so I can resume my harvesting. Can't let anyone in this realm go hungry, after all. I hope you're not forgetting about us when you say that.
Yeah!
Definitely not. Thank you all for stepping up. I'm just happy to see Menancia's dining tables will still be full of food.
all right.
Man, nothing like the risk of a food shortage to make sure we get the job done.
Well,
Yeah. But everything's okay now. Hey, Alphen, is it just me, or were you a little preoccupied with something else? What makes you say that? I noticed you kept looking all over yourself for some reason. Oh, that? Well, remember what that farmer said about the Zoogles making all metal rust? What? Yeah, why? I was afraid of what might happen to my armor and sword if we didn't do something.
I guess...
Right, but because it's all metal, huh?
ugh.
Yeah, if all my equipment's rusted, I wouldn't be able to fight. You'd be worried too, right? Don't tell me you were in it mostly because you didn't want your stuff going to waste. Yeah, I think that's why he wanted to do it.
Really?
You've got to be kidding me, Alphen. Hey, I'm just as shocked as you are. And I'm going to go and find where I need to be in regards to Elda Menacia.
Looks like Danans are working in the quarry.
Let's go check it out.
Alright, let's see more about the Earth Lord.
So, do any of you know anything about Lord Dohalim?
I think I remember hearing something back in Sisloden about how he fights using a rod.
A rod?
I don't know the details, but from what I gather, he swings a long rod around and uses it to stab and smack people from afar. I think there's also something he does with, like, trees or grass or something. I forget.
Grass?
Bear in mind that Elda Menancia harvests Earth astral energy. It would be no surprise for him to have some sort of control over plants.
So basically the point is we know nothing about the guy. Wish we weren't going in completely blind.
You know, we're supposed to be liberating the Danans. So, if we axe the guy, wouldn't that kind of sort of make us an enemy since they like him? Well, I don't know. Let's talk to some people in the mine, I guess.
Stay sharp. We're going in.
I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well today. Could I please take the day off?
Oh, that's terrible. Rest up and try not to strain yourself. I'll let the others know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, this is definitely not being enslaved. He does not feel well, and
Everybody seems so happy working here.
And it seems like the soldiers are there to actually protect them rather than keep an eye on them.
I don't get it. How can it be like this?
I don't know, but it's a nice change of pace.
Halt! I presume you're Alphen, of Orbis Calaglia? I'm Captain Kisara of the Elda Menancia Guard.
Just Kisara? No last name would make you a Danan.
So it does. Is that a problem?
The guard. Wait, so you're saying the Lord of Elda Menancia has Danans protecting him?
In this country, Danan guardsmen aren't unusual. Everyone who enlists does so of their own free will.
She sounds like she's serious, Alphen.
That makes no sense. Don't your people remember 7 years ago?
Wouldn't you be grateful if you were finally allowed to live as a free person?
And for my part, there is no greater honor than being chosen to serve His Excellency, Lord Dohalim.
I feel no shame. But all of that aside, I came seeking you, Alphen, at Lord Dohalim's behest. He wishes an audience with you.
With us?
Indeed. He awaits you at Autolina Palace. That is, if you choose to accept. I am here only as a messenger, not a kidnapper. Your reply?
All right. We'll meet your lord.
Very well. I shall return and deliver your acceptance. Please don't keep him waiting too long.
Before you go, what lies beyond this point?
A quarry manned by Dahnan laborers.
Nothing else?
There's a Dahnan medical facility for the severely ill at the back. However, for sanitation reasons, it's kept off-limits, even to guardsmen.
That was odd. Why do you think this Dohalim would want to see us?
It's probably a trap.
Still, they already know we're here. Not like we can start being stealthy now. We might as well listen to what he has to say.
Hey, are you sure about going? What if it's a trap?
That's no reason to back out now.
Law's right. I get your concern, but we should buckle down.
So the palace name is pronounced Autolina. Cool. And let's see what's up with the Dahnan fidelity. There we go.
That Kisara woman. She sounded pretty smug about serving Dohalim, didn't she?
She still has a Renan for a boss. How is that any different from being a slave?
Renan society is a meritocracy. To us, it's seen as natural that those who sit at the top rule over the rest.
It's the same old wall as the rest of Dahna at the end of the day, just with a different coat of paint.
I guess it can change people's attitudes if they can at least serve someone they respect.
But they're still being deceived. It's obvious that's what's happening.
On the one hand, her loyalty really did seem to be genuine. But on the other hand, Calaglia had its fair share of Dahnans who just accepted Renan rule because it was all they'd ever known. With that in mind, it can be hard to tell if her loyalty truly came about on its own, or if it's just the result of years of subjugation.
Who knows? It might clear some things up if we hear what Dohalim has to say.
Yeah, you're right. Let's make our way to the palace.
And one more thing. I definitely think behind this door is a bit suspicious. But let's go ahead and head to Autolina Palace.
Whew. I don't sense any more enemies.
Let's see what exactly is unfathomable.
I just don't get it. The Dahnans have endured years of suffering. How could they just turn around and trust the Renans all of a sudden?
Yeah, I've been wondering the same thing. But I guess they must have a pretty good reason, right?
Like what? What could erase 300 years of pain and suffering?
Maybe it's precisely because they suffered for so long that they see Dohalim as something of a savior.
Hey, whose side are you on here, Alphen?
Relax, Rinwell. All I'm saying is that we shouldn't jump to assumptions about these people until we know more about the situation.
I just don't get it.
Truth be told, I completely understand her skepticism. But what is done is done.
I guess that towering structure at the center is the palace.
You think it's dangerous to go inside?
It's not a question of danger. We're going inside regardless.
Hey!
You again. After we parted ways, an urgent petition from the citizenry came in. Lord Dohalim is currently busy responding to it. As such, I must ask you to wait until he finishes his business. Once preparations are complete, I'll lead the way. Well, that is certainly expected.
Pretty fancy place they got here.
There's no way this isn't a trap.
Your guests, my lord.
Thank you, Kisara. You're the wielder of the blazing sword, the liberator of Calaglia. You do dress humbly for someone of such grandeur. But where are my manners? I am the ruler of Elda Menencia. I'm Lord Dohalim Ilkaris.
If you know who we are, then you know how strange it is to invite us into your palace.
I thought I'd clear up your misconceptions before things could escalate. What do you say? You did come here to defeat me, did you not?
Perhaps, and what if we did? Are you planning to fight us here?
I don't think that will be necessary. After all, I imagine you've taken in a fair amount of his scent by this point. Have you come across even one slave being abused? Soldiers killing for sport? Suffering of any form? I would hazard that you have not. For I have liberated Menencia from its suffering, and brought joy to its people. But if these results are not enough to stay your sword... I commend you for your boldness, but it won't work on me. Still, your would-be assassination cannot go unpunished.
Alphen!
Fair enough. Allow me to host you for dinner. We shall continue our talk then. Kelzelik?
Yes, my lord.
Please escort our guests if you would be so kind.
As you wish, sire.
That's what you get for being so careless.
What I get? What were you thinking attacking him on your own?
What are you upset about? Our whole goal is supposed to be overthrowing the Lords. Remember?
He could have been hurt.
And it wouldn't have been the first time either. What's gotten into you?
Hey, you do know that Alphen is really just worried about you, right?
He's worried?
I mean, that's what it looked like to me. But maybe not.
The emblem loose cannon for Xion definitely makes sense. And can I just address to the fact that, for one, both Dohalim and his head royal guard were in the cutscene fighting alongside us, so we know that they're going to be allies. But just for all intents and purposes, the fact that Xion pulled her gun out and started shooting at him, yet no one moved, I gotta say, he must have ordered them to do nothing. And also, that could have went so much worse due to Xion's mishap. And yet he just shrugged it off and just said, hey, let me go ahead and host dinner for y'all. Man, he's good. Gotta respect the guy. But let's go ahead and eat.
It pains me to see that Renan cuisine isn't to your liking. I asked my chefs to prepare only the finest delicacies available. 2 wasted opportunities.
Why did you set the Danans here free when you took over?
But you are mistaken. You see, I may rule single-handedly, but on my own even I cannot change the order of things. But what is within my power is the welfare of the people. The fostering of a mutual respect among the classes. This I can change.
Sounds a lot like the Danans are still oppressed, if you ask me.
Only in the sense they continue to serve as laborers, yes. However, I assure you they are fairly compensated for their efforts. This harmony we strive for is the current pinnacle of Renin-Danan coexistence.
Harmony and coexistence between the Renins and the Danans.
What about the crown contest? This doesn't exactly make you a shoo-in.
And yet, the Danans here are even more productive than when they used to face daily lashings. In any case, the crown contest is of little importance to me, and even less to Elda Menencia. You see, I have no interest in becoming sovereign.
Stop this! Please, it's over! Stop!
How could you? I swear, I'll never forgive you for this!
It is not by choice that one assumes the throne of a realm. But sovereign is a different matter entirely. I have no interest in playing their game.
Are you saying you'll withdraw from the contest?
I guess if you don't plan to ascend the throne, there's not much reason to harvest energy from Danans, is there?
Let the ambitious fight it out amongst themselves. All I care for is maintaining peace throughout my realm.
So what? Your personal desires are all that matter to you?
Take a look in the mirror. I may not play their games, but you have outright betrayed your own. You've torn down 2 of my fellow lords. What precisely is your aim? Spare me your answer. I care not for your reasons. Suffice it to say, I will not impede you. That said, should you threaten the peace of my realm, I will respond. I suggest you conclude your business and leave Menencia at your earliest convenience. Kelzelik. Our guests depart. Please see to their lodgings for the night.
I shall arrange for rooms for you all at a local inn. It is a short ways down the road. You may stay there for the night, after which I suggest you promptly make your departure.
Damn, look at how ritzy this place is. How many rooms do you think it's got?
Don't you think you're being a little too relaxed? They could strike at any moment.
If they were going to attack us, they would have done it already.
Indeed, and let's see who has an infamous alias, shall we?
So you're the blazing sword of Calaglia now, huh? Come to think of it, I remember Ganabelt calling you that too.
Yeah, you're getting to be pretty famous among the lords.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing either.
What do you mean? That's something you should be proud of, if anything, Alphen. They're scared of you, man. You're a real badass.
It's not as simple as that, Law. The more well-known he is, the more people might come after him.
No, that's not what I'm worried about.
It isn't?
When people call me that, it feels like there's something hanging over me that shouldn't be there. It's hard to put into words, but it's something that doesn't feel like a part of me. Something I can't let be a part of me. Or else.
Well, I still think it's pretty amazing, but that's just me.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and head to the end. If there's any more dialogue, y'all see.
Do you really think we should trust accommodations from a Renan lord? How do we know it's safe?
Like we have any other choice. We can't go and set up camp outside of town at this hour.
Honestly, I'd still take that over staying here. What if they try to kill us in our sleep?
I doubt that's the case. His best chance to kill us would have been back at the palace. His true intentions aside, for now, at least we're in his good books.
Then we probably shouldn't test his patience. Let's find that inn and check in.
Now let's see the fruits of Dahnan labor.
Interesting. All we ever got was a tattered blanket, a rock-hard bed, and well past its prime food.
What are you talking about?
What we got for our slave labor back in Calaglia. As you can tell, it wasn't much at all. Here, the Dahnans get the same basic amenities, but the quality is way better than anything we were given. Hell, apparently they even get time off to do what they want. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure how to take all this in.
Could it be that things were simply harsher in Calaglia compared to everywhere else?
It was the same in Cyslodia, too. Our buildings and clothing were equipped to handle the cold, but that was the only difference. Working the floodlights was a form of punishment, so we didn't really get rewarded for anything that we did.
Yeah, you could be assigned to fix food or make daily necessities too, but when all was said and done, most of that stuff went to the Renans. There wasn't much in the way of compensation for any of that, so I'd say that Cyslodia and Calaglia were both pretty awful.
And Elda Menancia really is unusual.
To say the least. Hell, I might even go so far as to call it crazy. But the fact remains, Dahnans aren't free here.
Yeah, no matter how happy they look, they're still slaves.
I don't even know what to think right now. This is all way too much to deal with. It's giving me a headache.
Let's see more about Lord Dohalim, shall we?
So that was Lord Dohalim, huh? He sure is something. Definitely not like the other lords we've met up until now.
At first, he sounded like just some snobby royal, but he immediately shut down Shion's surprise attack. He's tougher than he looks.
Definitely. After all, he's a lord for a reason.
The food was pretty damn good, too.
Why are you two complimenting him? You just said it yourself, Alphen. He's a Renan lord.
Yeah, but he didn't act hostile towards us.
You're reading him wrong. He's acting indifferent. He's attempting to keep some distance between himself and everyone else. It's obvious.
What are we going to do then? Vicente seems to be legit peaceful. Are we just gonna do as he says and leave things be?
I'm not entirely sure. For now, I think it would be best for us to rest at the inn and think about our options.
And we will do just that. But on the next episode, I hope you all enjoyed and have a great rest of y'all's day. Peace out.